Hey everybody. So today I am going to be doing a 5-month review of the 9H MrFix ceramic coating that I put on. Again, I put it on about 5 months ago. Wanted to see how things were going. I did a video on the Sahara as far as the application, and then I also did one a month before that on the Scat Pack charger. You can see both of those videos on my channel on how to apply it. And what I wanted to do was see whether or not something like this, a $10 ceramic coating, is going to be worth it. I don't have a lot of money that I can go out and waste. Well, I don't want to say really waste, but I just don't have $800 to $5,000 to put a ceramic coating on this. Now, this is $10, and I do understand that there are some that you can get that are $10, and you can get some that are going to be $250 that you can apply yourself. So this one is not going to be one of those ceramic coatings that you're going to be able to take a knife to and scratch. I guess you could, I don't know. I'm not going to do it, and I'm not going to set my car on fire. So can't tell whether or not that's done. Now, what I did do is apply this in a way that I wanted it to help out with off-roading and also daily driving. Here in Arizona, it's notorious for having rock chips to go out and get your windshield cracked. The whole front end on this, because it is pretty much flat, is probably going to get chips. And I'll show you what it looks like. I'll show you what the side panels look like as far as the fender flares. I did take off my steps that were on the original Sahara that were about maybe 6 to 8 inches wide. That did give me coverage so that there weren't going to be any rocks flying up and hitting the sides, but I did take those off and put on the Rubicon sliders. So with these aggressive tires that I've gone out four-wheeling 3 times with, you're going to get a lot of rock chips going out and hitting the sides and hitting those fender flares. So I want to see how that protection is done, and then I also want to see what the front is and also the windshield, because you know what, for $10, if I can do this once every year, I think it's worth it. An hour and a half or so of my time to apply it. Make sure that it's done right. There are instructions on how to do it, and that's the one thing I do want to say. Make sure you do it properly, because if you don't, there could be some problems on what it looks like after. All right, so let's go take a look and see how this is held up. First thing you can see on here is, yes, it is dirty. I'm going to show you that this is not in absolute direct sunlight, but it is pretty much out in the sun. And from a distance, it looks really good. Not a lot of dirt on it. Again, this has not been washed in 3 weeks. So you're going to see this here. Now you're going to come up and see where I was talking about the wheel, the fender flares. How this has got a lot of dirt and residue from the rain. But pretty much everywhere else kind of just sheds. Again, there's some dirt on it. Come over here in the light, probably see it a little bit better. And what I'm going to do is actually just wipe this off. I want to see how it comes off with just using a microfiber cloth rather than washing it, because that's the whole point of it. The dirt can get on it. I want to see about the layer of protection. So let me get a cloth and then I'll wipe this down. Now before I wipe it down, I did put this out here because I do want to show you exactly the product that I did use. And again, you can take a look at the video to see how I applied it, but this is what I used. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. I've just got a regular microfiber cloth right here, and I'm just going to wipe it down and see how it looks, see if it did anything. Look at the scratches or anything. Okay, so for just wiping it, a lot of it did come off. You can see that right here. So that's the first test. I'll obviously wash it a little bit later. But the other thing is, I want to look at this and see, are there any chips? Because that's more important to me. I do want to make sure that I'm not getting any chips on the paint. Now, doesn't look like there's any chips at all. A little bit of maybe a little bit of desert pinstriping, But again, I have taken it off-road 3 times. So let's see here. And let me look at also, as you can see, well, it's kind of hard to tell, but there are no rock chips. Again, for 5 months driving on an Arizona highway, every other vehicle that I've had has gotten rock chips in it. Now, I'm not saying that this absolutely stopped it, because I can't tell. I didn't do half of the windshield with the ceramic coating and the other one, and then I got rock chips on the other. I just haven't gotten any rock chips, which is pretty remarkable in and of itself, whether I put a ceramic coating on it or not. Now up here, no chips whatsoever either. Nothing. I'm not getting any chips anywhere. This is just dirt, bugs. Yeah, this is just bugs all on here. I don't see one chip. And again, you know, I drive 75 miles an hour on the highway. Each way to work is about 20 miles. And for this being pretty much a flat front end, everything that hits it is gonna chip it. And it's not doing anything, so looks pretty good. So what I'm gonna do now is actually get the rag, the microfiber cloth wet, and then I will wipe it down and see how much comes off, okay? Okay, so now I've got a wet microfiber cloth, just a little bit. Didn't really do anything, but I just want to wipe it off and see how that is. That's obviously not drying, because I'm still using the same one. I'm gonna go get another dry one. Okay, so here we go. Just drying this off. This is not using any soap. This is just water. And that looks really good. Just get a little bit of watermarks on there. Okay. But again, as you can see, no, maybe one right there. One chip. 3 times off-road. 4-wheeling in the desert. Looks really good. So, as you can see, other than that, the paint has been protected for the last 5 months. And again, I know, and I'm not saying that this is the best thing ever in the world, but for, again, $10 to go through and put this on and have protection that might not have protected my paint before. I have no chips, nothing on the hood, no chips whatsoever. Just that one little one on that fender. And we'll check on this fender. Now, I probably should wash it before. But again, anything that looks big is just dirt. Let's go through and get a rag. Because this is going to be the most important area. The wet cloth. Now that is just water. And as you can see, maybe got one chip right here. I don't know if you can see that on there. Yeah, right here. So down here, again, look at the tires that I've got on here. These are going to throw up a lot of rocks in here. And nothing. Nope, not even that. That right there, that's just dirt. Again, looks really clean. One chip right here. That's it. Nothing along the side. Not at all. And again, the other thing that I explained at the very beginning is that I did take off my side steps. So I have the Rubicon rockers on here, but the steps used to come out to about, like, cover this much. So you'd have big steps that come out here, and that would protect the paint. But ever since I put the ceramic coating, I think about maybe 2 weeks after, I took off those steps and I put on these sliders. So you're getting 4.5 months of having these rock sliders on there. So one other test I want to do, which I did on the water shedding on the original video. I'm going to do that again, just see how it comes out. Again, this has not been washed at all, not washed in 3 weeks. So just to see how it goes. Looks pretty good for 5 months, not being washed in 3 weeks. Still, there's a little bit of beading, but a lot of it could be due also because of the angle. But again, I'm going to give it a thumbs up. It's doing what it's supposed to do. $10 ceramic coating, protecting the paint and keeping it a little bit cleaner. If it's only for that, it was worth it. So, as you can see, the paint has held up really, really well. The sides, the fender flares that I wanted to make sure were protected, only got 2 chips, 1 on each side. After going out 4-wheeling 3 times with this, I thought there would be probably more than that. As you saw, the whole front of this, nothing wrong with it. There's no chips, there's nothing. My windshield, no chips. So my recommendation on this, if you want to do something that is inexpensive and you want to do something on your own and not go out and pay somebody to do it, and you feel that this is the right choice for your car, then absolutely go out and do it. Make sure that you take care of it and make sure that you know what you're doing as far as applying it. And if you're one of those people that can afford to go out and spend the $800, $1,500, whatever it is, on having a professional go out and do it, I suggest going out and doing that. You're going to be happy with it. But as far as for me, $10, a couple hours of my time going through and doing this, it has worked out really well. So if you like the video, give me a thumbs up. Also, please subscribe. I'll be doing more videos, not only on the ceramic coating, but also on the Jeep and some of the accessories that I put on it and some things like the lift and the tires. So thanks a lot for watching. I appreciate it. Have a great day.